Welcome to the notes on the coordinate system, and today we're going to specifically look at plotting points. So here is the XY coordinate system. You see we have the y-axis, which we kind of refer to as the rise or the vertical. All right, notice it's positive up here, and these numbers down here are the negative numbers. Okay, then we have the x-axis, which we kind of refer to as the run. Again, notice positive numbers over here, negative numbers to the left. All right, then we have this point in the origin. Okay, the origin right in the middle. That point right there is it's the ordered pair 0, 0. And we'll talk more about that in a second here. And then the big thing is to know the quadrants. Okay, now it's in Roman numerals, but this is quadrant 1. I'll just write the regular numbers that you're used to. Quadrant 2, 3. And then, I was going to write in the regular numbers. And then this is obviously quadrant 4. We use Roman numerals, but that's the order. It is kind of weird. People usually want to go the other way, but it is kind of what I call counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So speaking of the origin and plotting points, all right, this thing called ordered pairs, really important. All right, ordered pairs. Okay, and they are written, all right, you got your parenthesis. And we're going to put X in blue, and we're going to put our Y in red. All right, X, Y. They're always written like that with a comma. All right, there are points on the graph. Okay, now X is always first, just like the alphabet. Okay, X comes before Y. We always do the X direction, then the Y. Okay, so here is our XY plane down here. We've got point A, point B. We don't want to know what those points are. Again, there's our O for origin, again, because that point is 0, 0 right here in the middle. Okay, I'll highlight that in blue here. There is our origin. Okay, now to plot points, again, I say you do the X first. So if I want to know what point is A, or if I'm plotting that point, I'm going to count in the X direction. So to get from the origin, again, that's what we call the origin. That's where you start. All right, we're going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4. So this ordered pair, I know the X value is 4 because I went 4 to the right, which is positive. Okay, now from this point, I have to go up, all right, our Y. So from 4, I count up, and I go up 1, 2, 3. So this point right here went 3. And again, I'll put a little positive because I went positive, and just like with the 4, I went positive. So our ordered pair then is 4, 3. All right, there is our answer for A. B, now let's see what happens when we use some negatives. Again, we start at the origin. All right, we do the X first. So I go back 2. So since I went to the left on the X, that's actually -2. So my point down here, I'm going to put a -2. Okay, now the Y. All right, so from here, I'm going to go down. Down is negative. So this is going to be -1, 2, 3. So I went down 3. So my point is going to be -2, -3. There's my ordered pair for B. Again, X first, then Y. X is positive to the right, negative to the left. Y is positive vertically. Down, it's negative. Okay, always do X first, start at the origin. Okay, there's plotting points. Now let's do some more practice with those. So we're going to plot each point now and state in which quadrant, if any, the point lies. So make sure we're going to get that quadrant down. So let's do A first. Okay, A first right here. I'm going to start at the origin. Okay, start at the origin. I go over 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I go up 3. 1, 2, 3. So there is my point A. And I'm just going to put a little A there so we know. Point A. Now, which quadrant is that? I'm going to write that right below. Let me erase that. So that is in quadrant 1. I'm just going to put the Roman numeral there. Okay, because remember, they go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, B, -2, -4. So I'll do this one in green here. All right, start at the origin, back 2. All right, so I go 1, 2. Now -4, which is down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there is my point B. Which quadrant? Again, this is 1, 2, 3. So this is quadrant 3. 1, -2. We'll do that one in red for C. All right, start at the origin. Go over 1. All right, but now I go down 2. 1, 2. So there is C. All right, which quadrant? Well, that's all the way in quadrant 4. IV. Okay, the next two. These ones sometimes give people problems. Let's take a look at them real quick. 0, 4. We'll do that one in blue for D. So 0, all right, I started the origin. That means I don't go left or right, just stay right there. And then I go up 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there is D. Now here's the trick question. All right, which quadrant does that lie? It actually doesn't lie in any quadrant. It lies on one of the one of the axes. So we're going to write lies on, and since it's on the vertical axis, we know that's the y-axis. All right, we'll take a look at E now. Negative 5, 0. Well, from the origin, I go back 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But now my y is 0. I don't move up and down at all. So there's our point E. Which quadrant? Now you guys know, trick question. It's not in any quadrant. It lies on the x-axis because the x is the run, all right, or the horizontal. So lies on x-axis. And that concludes our lesson on plotting points in the coordinate plane.